students. In this session, we will learn about the operation on matrices. In the previous session, we learned already about the definition, representation of the matrix and types of matrices. In this session, we will cover the operations on matrices, that is addition of matrices, multiplication of a matrix by a scalar, negative of a matrix, difference of matrices and multiplication of matrices. First one is the addition of matrices. Let us take one example. Suppose Fatima has two factories at places A and B. Each factory produces sports shoes for boys and girls in three different price categories and it is labeled as 1, 2, 3. The quantities produced by each factory are represented by the matrix as factory A and factory B, that they have written expressed in the tabular form as boys on first column and girls on second column, and they are represented with the different price categories. We'll see there 1, 2, 3. These are the price categories for both factory A and factory B. We need to add these two matrices. Fatima wants to know that the total production of sports shoes in each price category, that is the total production. If you see there, for category 1, the boys has first 80 and in the factory B, in the first category it has the 90. So we will add 80 plus 90. Similarly, for girls 60 plus 50. And for the second row 75 plus 70. And 65 plus 55. For the third row 90 plus 75 and 85 plus 75. In this way, we will add the two matrices and they are represented in the matrix form as given here. That is, before adding the two matrices, we need to check both the matrices are of the same order. That is, the factory A has 3 rows and 2 columns. The factory B also has 3 rows and 2 columns. Both the orders are same here. Here also 3 by 2 matrix and here also 3 by 2 matrix. Both the orders are same. Then we have to add the corresponding elements. That is, the sum of two matrices is a matrix obtained by adding the corresponding elements of the given matrices. We need to add the corresponding elements of the given matrices, but before doing addition we need to check whether they are of the same order or not. See here one example is there. A is equals to root 3 1 minus 1 2 3 0 and B is equals to 2 root 5 1 minus 2 3 1 by 2. Here A is having 2 rows and 3 columns. The order is 2 by 3 and B is also 2 rows and 3 columns. Both the orders of A and B are same. So we need to add the two matrices and it is denoted by A plus B and the resultant matrix is obtained by adding the corresponding elements. That is 2 plus root 3, 1 plus root 5 and 1 minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0, 2 minus 2 becomes 0, 3 plus 3 6 and 0 plus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. In this way we need to add the two matrices. And it has some properties. Commutative, first one is the commutative law. So for the addition of matrices, commutative law holds good. That is, if you add two matrices, that is A plus B and that is equals to B plus A. Both LHS and RHS are equal here. So it holds good for commutative law. And second property is associative law. Here we need to consider three matrices and we need to interchange the braces, that is brackets. First we need to add the A plus B and the resultant whatever we obtain, no, that we will add to the another matrix, that is C. This answer is equals to the answer on the right hand side. So you'll get the same answer. So associative law holds good for the matrix addition. Next one is the existence of additive identity. 0 is the additive identity. Here in the matrix, if you add any matrix with a 0 matrix, that is, it is denoted by 0, you will get the original matrix only. So here 0 is the additive identity for matrix addition. Fourth one is the existence of additive inverse. Let A equals to Aij be any matrix. Then we have another matrix minus A, that is negative of A. If you add A plus minus A, you will get the 0. Again, that is the additive identity element only. So if you take 2 as the one element, what is the additive inverse of 2? Minus 2. If you add 2 plus bracket minus 2, we will get the 0 only. So minus A is the additive inverse of A or negative of A. These are the properties of matrix addition. Next one is the multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. I will explain with the help of previous example only. That is Fatima's factory. Now suppose that Fatima has double the production of a factory at factory A in all categories. Here I am taking only the factory A, not factory B. You already seen here boys, girls in different columns, and they are described according to the price level, and we need to double the production. Means we need to multiply each and every element present inside the pair of braces by 2. You see there every element is multiplied by 2. In this way we will multiply each element present inside the matrix by a scalar, that is 2. In this way we will multiply. In this way we will double the production of factory A, and this is represented in the resultant matrix as 160, 120, 150, 130, 180 and 170. If A is one matrix, instead of 2, you take any one scalar quantity, then Ka, that is resultant matrix, which is obtained by multiplying each element of A by the scalar A. Here also it has some properties. If you consider A and B as two matrices are of the same order and K and L are the scalars, then here first one is K bracket A plus B. We already know that K is a scalar and A and B are matrices. Here we need to multiply every element present inside the matrix by K. So that's why it becomes Ka plus Kb. Similarly, K plus L. Here K plus L both are scalars and A, they have given only one matrix. Therefore, Ka plus La. Next, negative of a matrix. The negative of a matrix is denoted by minus A. Sometimes we define minus A as minus 1 into A. Just we need to make it as a, if it is plus sign, then we have to make it as minus. That is, if they have given A matrix as 3, 1, minus for x, then negative of A means we need to multiply matrix A by minus 1. So we need to, it is also scalar quantity only. Here we need to multiply each element present in the matrix by minus 1. That is minus 3, minus 1. Already here minus 5 is there. So minus of minus becomes plus. So 5 and minus 6. Next one is difference of matrices. As we have to, here we need to subtract the two matrices. Here also A and B are of the same order. as we have done the addition of matrices, if we add two matrices, they are of the same order. Likewise, here also, if you need to subtract the two matrices, first of all, they need to be of same order. Here, the difference of matrix is denoted by A minus B, and the resultant matrix, that is D is equals to Dij, is obtained by Aij minus Bij for all values of matrix. Let us take one example. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, and B is equals to 3 minus 1, 3, minus 1, 0, 2. Then we need to find 2A minus B. First, before solving it, they have given 2A. That is scalar multiplication. We need to multiply each element present inside the matrix A by 2. So it becomes, so 2 ones are 2. So it becomes second element 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6 and 2 1s are 2. So minus, that is B matrix, minus 3, 1, minus 3, 1, 0, minus 2. What I have done here, instead of minus A minus B, I have taken plus and multiplying the matrix B by minus 1. That's why it's not 2A plus B, it is 2A minus B only. I have taken here minus 1 inside the matrix B. Now we will add. So 2 minus 3, 4 plus 1, 6 minus 3, 4 plus 1, 6 plus 0, 2 minus 2. You will get the required answer. Otherwise, if you subtract directly minus B, you will also get the same answer. Next one, it's very important, multiplication of matrices. If we multiply two matrices, first of all, the columns in A is equals to the number of rows in B. That is, A and B, if we consider two matrix, the number of columns in A should be equals to number of rows in B. This is the first condition. The resultant matrix is obtained by multiplying element wise, that is first row into first column, first row into second column, means whatever may be the order, multiplying them element wise and take the sum of all these products. And the resultant matrix is of order, here see here, that A is Aij, Bn, M cross N matrix, and B is equals to Pj, K, Bn, N cross P matrix. There the order of A is M cross N and B order is N cross P. The number of columns in A is N. The number of rows in B is N. Both the numbers are same. Therefore, first condition is holds good. The order of resultant matrix is M cross P. M cross P. It will be clear with the help of example. See here. Find AB, that is product of AB. They have given two matrices. A is equals to 6, 9, 2, 3 and B is equals to 2, 6, 0, 7, 9, 8. The matrix A has how many columns? 2 columns, which is equals to the number of rows in B, because the order of A is 2 by 2, the order of B is 2 by 3. So number of rows, number of columns in A should be equals to the number of rows in B. Then the product of AB is defined as first row into first column. First row is 6, 9. This should be multiplied with the first column. That is, element wise we need to multiply. 6 into 2 and plus 9 into 7. First row into first column, it's over. Next one is first row into second column. That is 6 into 6 plus 9 into 9. Second column is over. Next, first row into third column. 6 into 0 plus 9 into 8. We need to multiply them element wise and take the sum of all these products. Now second row. Second row into first column. 2 into 2 plus 7 into 3. Next, second row into second column. 2 into 6 plus 3 into 9. Now third column. Second row into third column. 2 into 0 plus 3 into 8. After that, you need to take the sum of all this. 6 2s are 12 and 9 7s are 63. 6 6 are 36 plus 9 9s are 81. 0 plus 72, that is 9 8s are 72. 4 plus 21. 12 plus 27. 0 plus 24. If you add, you will get the required result here. See, once again, I will tell you, we need to multiply. Before multiplying, we need to check whether the number of columns in A should be equals to the number of rows in B or not. Once it is verified, we will multiply first row by first column. We need to multiply them element wise and take the sum of these products. That is 6 2s are and 9 7s are. Next, first row into second column. Likewise, first row into third column. Similarly, second row into first column, second row into second column, second row into third column. And we will, as you are seeing, in this way we will proceed with the product of matrices. Let us see another example. Let us see another example here. We need to check whether they are commutative or not. What they have given here? A is 1 minus 2 3 minus 4 2 5 and B is equals to 2 3 4 5 2 1 and then find AB BA. We need to show that AB does not equals to BA. See here, matrix multiplication is not a commutative. It does not hold good for commutative law. That is, AB does not equals to BA. Since A is a 2 cross 3 matrix. Check there. 2 rows and 3 columns. That's why its order is 2 by 3. And B is of 3 by 2 matrix. Hence, we need to check number of columns in A. Number of columns in A should be equals to number of rows in B. Both are same. 3 cross 3, 3 and 3. Both are same. That's why the order of resultant matrix is of 2 cross 2. See here, defined as matrix. First, we need to multiply AB. AB. Here, first row into first column. First row into first column. That is 1 2s are first row into first column. 1 2s are 2 minus 2 into 4 minus 8. 3 2s are 6. After multiplying, we need to take the sum of them. Next, first row into second column. 1 3s are 3 and 5 2s are 10, but they're minus 2. That's why it becomes minus 10 and 3 1s are 3. First row over. Now second row, first column. Minus 4 into 2, that is minus 8. 2 4s are 8 and 5 2s are 10. For the second row, second column. Minus 4 into 3, 12 minus 12. 5 2s are 10 and 5 1s are 5. We'll get the required result here. That is 0 minus 4, 10 and 3. So here the resultant matrix, you will get it as 2 rows and 2 columns. That is 2 by 2 matrix. See here, if A is of 2 by 3 matrix and B is a 3 by 2 matrix, then the number of columns is equals to number of rows in B. Then which numbers are left here? 2 and 2. So the order of resultant matrix should be equals to 2 by 2 matrix. Now BA matrix. Just we need to take the reverse. 2 3 4 5 2 1 and this one. Check here. Here 3 rows and 2 columns. Here 3 rows and 2 columns of here 2 rows and 3 columns. Is it possible to multiply? Because here 3 rows number of and 2 columns. The number of columns in B is 2 and the number of rows in A is 2. So it is possible to multiply. Next, first row into first column. 2 3 and 1 4. We need to multiply this. 2 1s are 2 minus 4 3s are 12. First row into first column. Next, first row into second column. 2 into 2, 4 minus 4 because minus 2 is there, and 3 2s are 6. Next, first row into third column. 2 3s are 6 plus 5 3s are 15. Likewise, we need to multiply second row into first column, second row into second column, second row into third column. This is your second row, and third row into first column, third row into second column, third row into third column. In this way, we will get the required answer. Whether AB and BA answers are same here? No. That's why AB does not equals to BA. Here one thing you should be remember is matrix multiplication is not a commutative. It does not hold good for commutative law. Let's see some properties. We already know that it does not hold good for commutative law. The associative law holds good for matrix multiplication. That is bracket AB into C is equals to A into bracket BC. Whenever both sides of equality are defined. Next one is distributive law. It holds good for distributive also. That is A into B plus C is equals to AB plus BC, or A plus B bracket C into C is equals to AB plus BC. Here also both sides of equality are defined. Next one is the existence of multiplicative identity. What is the multiplicative identity element? That is 1. For every square matrix, the existence of identity matrix are of same order such that AI, IA is equals to A. That is, if you multiply any matrix with identity element, you will always get the original matrix. So, thank you.